This week's episode of April and Jay Have No Ideas is dedicated to the legacy of Stan Lee.
Hi, I'm April.
Jay.
And we have no ideas.
It's true.
And as you notice, we don't have a Craigslist this week because the one that you'll hear next week was too dirty for this week when we were talking about Stan Lee. So
yeah. And at this point, it's been a week since he passed away.
Yeah.
Pretty depressing. Pretty big bummer, considering all the contributions he's made to everything we love. But I mean, that's life, unfortunately. And most of the stuff we talk about, we wouldn't have if it weren't for him. So,
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And you know, it was one of those things where, you know, we did. You know, I teach a comic book class. You know, and actually on Monday we just finished our conversation about Civil War. I've been teaching Civil War for the last 10 weeks, give or take.
Right.
You know, as that's the big comic book arc I do for the semester, and then I do some other comics. And so on Monday we had just finished talking about it, and I leave class, and that class ends at 11 o'clock, and I'm in a meeting at 1:25 when my husband texted me to let me know that Stan Lee had passed away. And I'm sitting in this meeting, and across from me is another comic book fan. And we're about halfway through the meeting. He looks up from his phone and goes, "April, did you know that Stan Lee died?" He's like, "Please tell me this isn't true." I'm like, "I just got the notification as well." And everyone's just kind of looking at us. We're like, "Sorry, nerd stuff. Just go back to what you were doing." And then I saw one of my students from that class later on that day, and he was like, right after class ended. I was like, "Don't worry, we'll be discussing it on Wednesday." And that was our entire discussion on Wednesday was Stan Lee, and you know, that turned into other stuff. But you know, I don't usually get emotional about famous people dying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I can count when Alan Rickman died, I got a little choked up.
Mm-hmm.
This one really got to me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was pretty bummed out for the remainder of last week. I mean, Spider-Man is one of my all-time favorite characters, comic book or anything else. So yeah, it's definitely a bummer.
Oh, for sure. But did you hear about all the controversy that went along with that with stupid Bill Maher?
There was a bunch of people that were made douchebag comments and stuff.
Oh, well.
Which I thought was...
So Armie Hammer made a comment.
Bill Maher's was the worst. He's was totally criticizing for no reason.
Yeah, so we'll go back because Armie Hammer made a comment. He was the first douchebag about making his death about everybody else, and you know,
and Jeffrey Dean Morgan put him in his place.
Called him an asshat, which frankly was amazing. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, if you ever want to be on our show.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, you know what?
I'll keep holding my breath for that one.
Hey, you know what? You can't hurt it can't hurt to ask. So Bill Maher said some pretty terrible things. And you know, what was he saying? It was he mourned, he trashed comic book fans, and criticized those mourning his death.
Yeah.
Blamed comic books for the dumbing down of America. You know, and a whole bunch of bullshit. And Stan Lee's company responded to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And this is a little bit long, but I feel like it's pertinent to read it.
No, go ahead.
So it's an open letter to Bill Maher from Stan Lee's POW Entertainment. Mr. Maher, Comic books, like all literature, are storytelling devices. When written well by great creators such as Stan Lee, they make us feel, make us think, and teach us lessons that hopefully make us better human beings. One lesson Stan taught so many of us was tolerance and respect, and thanks to that message, we are grateful that we can say, you have a right to your opinion, that comics are childish and unsophisticated. Many said the same about Dickens, Steinbeck, Melville, and even Shakespeare. But to say that Stan merely inspired people to watch a movie is, in our opinion, frankly disgusting. Countless people can attest to how Stan inspired them to read, taught them the world is not made up of absolutes, that heroes can have flaws, and even villains can show humanity within their souls. He gave us the X-Men, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and many other heroes and stories that offered hope to those who felt different and bullied, while inspiring countless to be creative and dream of great things to come. These are but a few things that we the fans of Stan Lee, also consider adulting, because life, both as a child and grown-up, can be indeed a struggle. Stan is the author of millions of happy childhood memories and the provider of so many positive tools of adulthood. Our shock at your comments make us want to say, "Nuff said, Bill," but instead we will rely on another of Stan's lessons to remind you that you have a powerful platform, so please remember, with great power, there must also come great responsibility. Team Stan.
Good for them.
Yeah. They could have said anything. They could have, but I love that they continued his message.
Oh, they took the high road.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely. So that being said, we'll move on, but definitely made a lot of contributions to everything we love.
Absolutely.
And he will be missed.
Mm-hmm.
So did you see they released another trailer for the Lego Movie 2 today?
I haven't seen the trailer yet. Chris Pratt was tweeting and putting on Instagram, his little Owen character.
Yeah, so he's going to be playing two characters. His character from the original, which is Emmett Brickowski.
Not Owen, yeah, Emmett.
Emmett Brickowski. He's playing a second character in this movie and voicing him as well. And that character's name is Rex Dangervest, which is essentially and very non-subtly a character that riffs on all his other live-action franchises. Because he's said to play in the trailer. It says, let me see if I can get to that part. He says Rex Dangervest, who is a
it sounds like Burt Macklin, FBI.
Yeah, he's a galaxy defending archaeology cowboy raptor trainer.
That's amazing.
There's literally a raptor on the spaceship. And
I love it.
Yeah, so that's the description of the character. And there's really fun, so another riff on Chris Pratt's other characters. At one point, he takes off in his spaceship with a plant in a pot, a house plant called Planty. Instead of Groot, he's basically got a house plant.
Oh my god.
So yeah, they're riffing on him real hard. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I thought that was funny. Yeah, so his character Rex Dangervest.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's so amazing.
Yes. So yeah, there'll be that.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, did you watch the Detective Pikachu trailer?
I did, because it played in front of Fantastic Beasts.
Oh my god, I never knew I wanted a Pokemon movie like this.
So, I don't like Pokemon. It's not my thing. I've never gotten into it.
I mean,
but I kind of want to see it because of Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I was into it when I was younger, definitely. When it first came out. And then I kind of grew out of it. But, to see, a live-action version with all of them in, cool CGI and stuff, I was like, this looks pretty amazing. And the fact that Ryan Reynolds is voicing him. Because I was thinking, too, how are they going to do it? And the fact that only certain people can understand him and the other people hear the regular Pikachu voice, like it's genius. Like it's so good. So good. I think it's going to be such a great movie. So I was pretty excited by that. And I think that was all I really had to talk about. There wasn't too much that happened this week in the news, I don't think. But that is a good segue because you said you saw it in front of Fantastic Beasts, and then almost immediately after seeing it, you sent me a little nastygram.
Okay.
So I take it you didn't care for the movie.
No, I liked it.
Oh, but you did like it.
I did like it, but I've got some problems. I've definitely got some issues. And I just need to pull up.
This is going to be spoilery, correct?
Yes.
Super spoilery.
So let's make note of the time of this.
Well, you're recording, so you make note.
Well, you're gonna do the editing, so.
Okay.
All right. Well, let me get what I need to get. Yeah. So, all right. Let's start with Dumbledore. Okay, let's start with the fact that people can apparate onto the grounds of Hogwarts.
Okay.
So that's not a thing that can happen. However, I'm willing to forgive that because maybe Dumbledore changed that when Tom Riddle came looking for a job at Hogwarts and was turned away and cursed the Defense Against the Dark Arts position. All right, so I can forgive that. They weren't apparating right into the castle. They were apparating onto the bridge that leads into the castle.
Right, which we've seen in the trailer and which people have already complained about.
Right. So I'll forgive that one. Okay. Let's see.
Right, but this is okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's start with that. I took issue with that.
Which some people thought was going to be explained once the movie came out, but I guess it wasn't. It was exactly what it looked like.
Yes. Okay. So then let's move on to the fact that right from the jump, Newt Scamander is like he's in trouble he's got like a ban against him for international travel. Because of what happened in the first Fantastic Beasts.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
But they've got Grindelwald. Okay, even better. Let me even go back before then. So there is this weird transfiguration thing that's going on. But it's not like... It doesn't look like it's Polyjuice Potion, but maybe it is Polyjuice Potion. We never see anybody take a potion. The movie opens with Grindelwald he's locked up. He's sitting in a chair and there's a guard outside the door and he looks in, closes it, and then they're bringing Grindelwald to to be transported back to...
Right, a carriage.
Yeah, to be transported back to England. And then all of a sudden... The guard that was there has apparated to the underside of the carriage that's flying, and he turns into Grindelwald, and the guy sitting in the carriage turns into that guard at the same time.
They swap places.
Basically, Grindelwald, it looks like Polyjuice Potion might be wearing off on him.
But they never explain it.
Okay. And it happens a couple more times with this guy. And Newt takes Polyjuice Potion to break into the Ministry. And he says, it's just enough to get me past the guards. So maybe that's what it was, where they were, taking Polyjuice Potion, whatever. Little bit weird. Also, nobody...
Doesn't make sense that they don't explain it, though.
It doesn't. A lot of stuff is unexplained. Nobody knows how to pronounce Grindelwald's name. Some of them call him Grindelwald. Dumbledore calls him Grindelwald. Um, it's all very. No one really. They call him different names throughout the whole movie.
Okay. Well, it's also there also could be difference between the English speaking,
Even the
The Americans and
no,
the
no, even the British people are calling him Grindelwald. It's
oh,
really
okay.
weird. Um, and then see this wiki I think has been updated since the movie came out. Um, because Dumbledore in the movie plays a Defense Against the Dark Arts professor,
Okay.
which never has been said before. He was always the Transfiguration professor. Apparently, not necessarily true. Okay, fine, whatever. Um, Here's my biggest issue. So they're in Hogwarts, and Lita Lestrange is having a flashback to when she was a kid, and the movie takes place in 1927.
Okay.
Okay. Lita is thinking back to when she was at Hogwarts. So now we're talking maybe between 5 and 10 years prior. Okay.
Okay.
And Dumbledore is yelling for McGonagall
Okay.
to come. Here's the problem. Minerva McGonagall was born in 1935.
Okay.
So Minerva McGonagall in the Crimes of Grindelwald was teaching at Hogwarts between 8 and 18 years prior to her birth.
Okay.
That one took me completely out. When he like shouted, he's like, McGonagall, go get her. It was like, wait a minute, no, that's not right.
Is
And
that a definite like thing?
what, her age, or
Yeah. Well, yeah, when she was born.
she went to school with Tom Riddle. Her and Hagrid were at Hogwarts at the same time. That was in the 1930s, 1940s.
Okay.
Let's see, Minerva McGonagall is and like a lot of people, like there's been a lot of articles too. Like I just googled her name, and it was like the first thing that came up was why did Crimes of Grindelwald forget Minerva McGonagall wasn't even born until way after.
All right. So it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. She was born October 4th, 1935, possibly 1936. Okay. Hagrid was born 1928, but they were at Hogwarts. He was a couple years ahead of her. And Tom Riddle was born in 1926. He's the same age as Hagrid. So there's that. So there was a lot of like continuity things here and there, but the end of the movie, and I'm guessing you're planning on seeing it.
I'm planning on seeing it, but it's okay. I've seen enough articles to know that apparently there's a big twist, and it involves Ezra Miller.
Yes.
Or is that his name?
Yes.
Ezra Miller?
Yes. The character's name is Credence Barebones.
Okay.
And Grindelwald tells Credence that he's actually Aurelius Dumbledore. And that he's Albus Dumbledore's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
You think?
That seems to have pissed a lot of people off, too.
Because how? So
explain.
Okay, well, how? I mean, that's when that happened. As soon as the movie ended, I threw my hands in the air, and out loud in the theater, I was just, I was like, how? How is that possible? And I turned to my friend Jess, and she's like, I've never read the books, I don't know.
So why would that not be possible?
Okay, So let's see. Credence, Barebones. I need to get dates of birth. And Percival Dumbledore. Because Percival Dumbledore.
Wait, Percival Dumbledore is
Albus's father.
Okay.
So he's the father of Albus, Aberforth, and Ariana. After attacking the 3 Muggles who assaulted Ariana, he was sentenced to Azkaban. And died in Azkaban after 1890. And let's see. He went to Azkaban. Let's see. Ariana was 6, which then means that he went to Azkaban in 1891. Okay. And Credence Barebone would have been born around 1901. Which means that
Credence is Albus's father's brother?
No. Credence, aka Aurelius, is Albus's brother.
Okay.
Percival is Albus's dad.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
And the whole thing is that Albus makes mention in the movie about how a phoenix will show up for any Dumbledore in need.
Yeah.
And Grindelwald gets a phoenix to show up for Credence at the end of the movie. So let's mention. So it's part of that Dumbledore line. So how is that possible that Dumbledore's dad died possibly, somewhere around the time Credence would have been born, if not before, and he was in Azkaban? Am I confusing you?
Yes.
Okay. Credence and Albus are brothers, according to this.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Okay.
But he would have been born much later than the rest of his siblings.
Right.
While his father was in prison.
He would have been born 5 years after Ariana Dumbledore, the youngest Dumbledore, their sister. The one who died during the duel between the Dumbledore brothers and Grindelwald.
Okay.
So
yeah, I get it. It just doesn't...
It doesn't make sense. That's the problem.
So they just invented another Dumbledore, basically, for this movie.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Apparently J.K. Rowling was in on it.
Right. And that's the thing. She's got a lot of explaining to do if this is the case. Because...
Apparently when Ezra Miller talked to her about it, because he was really confused... He asked who that was, and she goes, "Oh, nobody knows about him but me and you now." So it sounds like it was her plan. It was one. I mean, if she came out and said, "Listen, this was a character I've been wanting to create all along. He was part of the story. I just didn't tell you." Like, I can't argue with her.
No,
I can't be like, if she's the one who came up with this character, then it becomes canon because she's the one who came up with it.
And that's fine. I'm fine with it if he's, if he's somebody that, she had in the works all along. But tighten up your timeline.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's somebody who she had in the works all along from what I've read.
I just don't know how he's possible. That's the problem, because it doesn't make sense.
And he's evil, right?
He's an obscurial. He's not...
Do they explain that in the first one?
Yeah, they do. And, at the end of the movie, Grindelwald gives his gives him a wand, and now he's able to like focus all of that destruction and energy into the wand, which is not going to be a good thing. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, there's a couple other twists too, but you kind of see those coming. And then there's this whole thing. So there's a part where Dumbledore is standing in front of the mirror of Erised, which is supposed to show you your greatest desires, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's seeing things from his past that are telling us things without saying it. And then also we see him see an image of a modern day Grindelwald. So I don't know if he knows how to, work the mirror.
I could see that. I could, because his desire is to see the past and maybe to see the future. To see the future of the person he cares about the most. Who knows?
Maybe. And then there's that was explained. This is the other thing I found out today, so I'm not as mad about it. Was because I was talking to one of my students and we were discussing it. I was trying to give her as much spoiler-free information as possible because she wanted to talk about it before she saw it. But you see in the commercial or in the trailer where he's surrounding himself by the blue fire.
Where he's what?
Where Grindelwald is like surrounded by blue fire.
With, yep.
But this fire is able to be manipulated.
Okay.
And at first I thought it was fiend fire, but fiend fire is green. So I looked into it, and it's actually a spell. And it's the Blue Fire, Crimes of Grindelwald. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the movie. It's just being as much of a Harry Potter fan as I am, there was a lot of...
I mean, does Newt make for a good hero?
He's not really the protagonist. They're covering so much.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so it's called Protego Diabolica, which is an incantation to a protective spell and a modified version of the shield charm. It conjures a protective ring of fire around the caster. But it can be manipulated, which is kind of interesting. Oh, that's email. I'm like, what is going on? I hear Terry Crews like screaming downstairs. But the whole thing is that, where was I going? What was I talking about? What did you ask me? Oh, does Newt make for a good character?
Hero,
sorry. I mean, I enjoyed him. I liked him. I thought he was, fun. The Fantastic Beasts that were in this movie were pretty awesome. Like, you got to see the Thestrals, like, super up close.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pretty cool. And then he had Nifflers. He had a trio of Nifflers that were pretty adorable. And then there was this Chinese fire dragon.
Lion dragon thing that we see in the trailer.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
I assume that there's a whole thing with what's her name too. Do they explain what's going on with what the hell's her name? The snake.
Oh, Nagini, yes. So she is a maledictus, which is somebody it's a blood curse. So eventually she will
not be able to change back.
Yes. But that whole thing is interesting because, she and Credence fall in love. But then...
And let me guess, she's not particularly evil from the beginning?
She's not particularly evil when the movie ends. She was kept in a cage as a circus freak. and Credence, rescued her, and they were in love or whatever. But when the whole thing happened with Grindelwald, Credence went with Grindelwald, and she ended up going with Dumbledore, basically. So that's another thing.
I'm sure that'll change.
Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to figure out how that's even going to, how that'll play out, because
I can tell you right now, based on what you've told me, and I haven't seen the movie.
What?
He's gonna end up killing his brother, and then she's gonna be pissed off because she loved him.
She's gonna. Oh, maybe. Yeah, but we still have 3 more movies to go.
3 more movies?
Yes.
There's 5 total?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So...
Do they have enough to do 3 more movies?
Well, seeing as though we're in prequel territory and we're not, that this is...
Yeah, they could do whatever they want.
That was the deal, I guess, was 3 more movies. So you figure, okay, now we got 2020, 2022, and 2024.
They're going to go right up to Tom Riddle.
I hope they go past Tom Riddle all the way up to the death of the Potters.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will.
I really want a Marauders era movie.
Could be.
I want to see the first Wizard. I want to see the Wizarding War. I want to see the first Wizarding War. I'd love to see the first version of the Resistance. Because I think that would be incredibly interesting.
We very well could. So Johnny Depp is still around for at least one more movie.
Feasibly, he could be around for all of them because Grindelwald doesn't die until Deathly Hallows. He's just defeated by Dumbledore. Grindelwald is killed by Voldemort.
Is that in the book?
Yes. When Voldemort is off searching for the Elder Wand.
Did it legitimately happened in the book, or it happened off stage kind of thing?
I think it happened, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Harry sees a vision of
him killing an old man.
Yeah, he died March of 1998, which would have been right before the ending of the battle, because Battle of Hogwarts happened May of 98.
We'll see.
So Voldemort killed him then. So feasibly, Grindelwald could, and that was the other thing that was kind of cool too, is that the movie ended, the last we see Grindelwald, he is in Nurmengard Castle, which is where he ends up being imprisoned.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I won't ask you too many more questions because I do want to see it.
Yeah.
So, very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was, like I said, it was a good movie. It was just, I was a little bit, some continuity things kind of bugged me.
Gotcha. So I think that's pretty much all we got on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I have to ask you, have
yes.
you heard of Little Big and Skibbity?
Little Big and Skibbity?
Okay, so Little Big is the group, and the song is called Skibbity.
I have not heard of... Yes, I have. Yes, I have. It's really... The video is insane.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm thinking of the right thing, hold on. Let me look real quick.
Hold on, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Well, at least part of it, because,
Yes, yep. Yes.
Oh, I want, them singing, though.
Yes, they got the weird dance thing they do with their hands, yes.
Calling on you to say I want you, I want you. Baby, all night, all day, I want you, I want you. Different towns to run to, baby, come to me.
Yeah, with the dog dancing, yeah. Yep. What, did you just discover it?
No, but I kept forgetting to, ask you about it.
Boom, boom, I skip it, boom, 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 I skip it, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So I want to know, like, is this like a Fortnite thing?
No, I think it's like a thing.
You
It has
think it's
nothing
like
to do with Fortnite.
It doesn't.
No, it
Because
has
it
nothing to do
looks
with Fortnite.
like a Fortnite dance.
No, it's not a Fortnite dance. It's just really fucking weird.
And then speaking of Fortnite, did you hear about Donald Faison from Scrubs?
Oh yeah, that's just been going on for years.
What?
That they stole his dance.
That Fortnite stole his dance.
Yes, that dance has been around since Fortnite was first created. That's the first emote you get when you start the game. That's like the general emote you get. That's been around since the game's creation.
Okay. I just saw because there was a Scrubs reunion. Like this past week.
And by the way, the reason that is so weird, it's like Russian or something.
Yes.
No, yeah, this whole thing has been going on for years.
Okay, I didn't know that because he talked about it. He talked about it at Vulture Festival in Los Angeles over the weekend. And he said when one fan asked to perform the dance, which he invented on the spot during the filming of the episode, he declined. He said, if you want to see it, you can play Fortnite because they jacked that shit. And then Bill Lawrence, the creator of the show, said, real trivia, Fortnite had to inquire about the legality of it, and it's fine because it's just a character dancing. So
that sucks.
It said, unfortunately for Faison and others, choreographed dances are exempt from copyright in the U.S. He said, and then he goes on to say, I didn't get no money. That's what you're thinking, though, right? Somebody got paid. No, I did not. Somebody stole that shit, and it's not mine anymore. I made the decision, and I knew Donald would be fine with me getting money for that, Lawrence joked. But yeah, I had no idea, because I don't play Fortnite. I know nothing about Fortnite.
I don't play it either, but yeah. Yep, they jacked it a long time ago.
It's so messed up, though.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever see the videos now, like where they play the Fortnite dance and him in the episode dancing side by side?
Well, that article I just pulled up, had the side by side videos. But it's amazing. Like, I kind of want to play Fortnite just to see like what the hype is.
It's so frustratingly obnoxious. It's so difficult and so obnoxious.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway.
All right.
So did we get any buddy asking for advice?
We got some questions.
We have an Ask account now?
We do.
I don't know. I don't know what that is or how it happened, but we have it.
Apparently, oh no, I started an Ask account last week.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I'm saying like.
And it's I'll send you the information, like username and password. Although I'm sure you can guess what both of those are.
So people just go to our ask.com account and they just ask questions?
Ask.fm.
Okay, ask.fm.
Ask.com is Ask Jeeves.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. Some of them
are ridiculous.
Yeah. What is this one? So we got some shout outs, and I don't know what shout outs are. But they seem like they might be questions too. So like one of them is, how do you forget the person you wanted to spend your lifetime with? I feel dead inside drastically.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You do your rest, I guess.
That was from actually that one was an anonymous one.
Hire a prostitute?
This one is from Rhymes with Stan. And it's another shout out that just says, my good friend at She Hits Back would like to draw portraits of people on the site. Please submit your photo to her and she might even draw you.
Okay. My advice is stop hijacking my Ask account.
All right. Then we have a shout out from Naya. And they want to know, what does love mean to you?
What does love mean to you?
Yeah.
I would say do you have a pre-prepared answer to this question?
I don't. I'm reading these at the same time you are.
Oh, I would say love is I don't know. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah. Yeah. No mo.
Love is being able to do this kind of stuff every week, and your wife is sitting in the bedroom talking on the phone and dealing with it.
Okay. See, my husband's at work, so that doesn't really describe my situation at all. Oh well, there we go. Love is moving farther away from work because your spouse doesn't like where you live and makes their commute even closer.
Fair enough.
Okay, then we have a question that says, where were you born?
I was born in Connecticut.
I was born in New York. All right. Let's see.
Glad we settled that.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a good one. Why are fairy tales told to children?
Well, that's a very good question. And I'm going to start off by saying, if you read the original fairy tales, they were not what the fairy tales we know
No, they
are.
were not.
They were originally read to children as cautionary tales, where each one had a bit of a harsh lesson to it. And they also originated, I believe, in Germany. The Brothers Grimm were German, were they not?
Yes, I believe so. So was Hans Christian Andersen?
Yeah, so they tend to be a little harsher over there in that section of the world, but they were originally read to children as cautionary tales. And they were quite violent as well.
Yes.
So I would say they were read to children to scare them shitless. In my opinion.
And I think we still tell them because they've sanitized them.
Yeah, they're just,
So it's interesting because I was thinking about this the other day, and I think it's pretty widely known that I'm a bit of a feminist, and
now.
I'm pretty sure it's been mentioned, but I was on Facebook the other day, and I don't know if you saw the video of the woman who played Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Surprised some bride whose favorite movie was The Little Mermaid and sang at their wedding. Like
I did not.
Her dad somehow managed to finagle this.
The chick who did the voice in the original.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It was. I got all and I watched, and she sang Part of Your World. And I got teary-eyed watching it, and I was just like, wow, that woman is so lucky. And then I was thinking, it's The Little Mermaid has one of the worst messages.
Oh, we've talked about this before.
No. We talked about it on our old podcast because Gordon went on a rant.
The message of The Little Mermaid is, if you want to get a man,
give
shut
up
your
your
mouth.
voice.
just shut your fucking mouth and do what he says.
Yeah, and give up everything.
Or no, if you want to get a man, shut your mouth and do what you got to do.
And give up everything that you know and love in order to do it.
Yes.
And it's a terrible message, but I don't care because I really love The Little Mermaid.
You traitor.
And I have really fond memories. My aunt and her best friend, who passed away a couple years after that, tragically at 14 years old, took me and my sister to go see The Little Mermaid in the theaters. And it's just a really fond memory I have of this person, that I lost. And I remember sitting in the movie with my sister sitting next to me, and I just want to see something, because it was Little Mermaid. So it came out in 1989. So she passed away 2 summers later. So my sister would have been 3. And this would have probably been one of the first movies that my sister saw in the theater because she was so little. And I just remember we had a big bucket of popcorn, which my sister thought meant that she could just dip her head into and just like dive head first into the popcorn.
Of course.
So I mean, I have fond memories because of The Little Mermaid. So I don't really care that it has a bad message, and I still love it, even though it's not the best.
It happens.
Okay. Here's one. I saw this one already, and it made me mad because it popped up in our email. Do you believe in horoscope compatibility?
No, absolutely not. I think horoscopes are garbage.
Horoscopes are bullshit. Nothing happens because Mercury's in retrograde. Doesn't give you an excuse for bad behavior. It makes me crazy. It makes me crazy. And somebody that listens to this podcast who I adore does believe in horoscopes. And I'm sorry that I'm about to offend you. I'm not going to name names. But I think that they're junk science.
Oh my god, I hate horoscopes. Hate them. I think they're the biggest. I apologize to whoever I'm offending, but they are the biggest crock of shit on the planet. They are vague and just like they give you just enough to you're like, oh my god, that makes sense to me. Like, no, they do not. They're fucking garbage.
Yeah. No,
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
I don't hate a lot of things, but I fucking hate horoscopes.
Astrology is nonsense.
Oh God.
And it's I saw it was a really funny thing that I saw on, I don't know, I think it was on like Twitter or Tumblr or something. And it was like, doesn't matter that Mercury's in retrograde, you're still an asshole. Or it doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole, Sharon. But it's just it's
Why Sharon? What did you say my wife's name?
Oh
for?
no, that was just the name. Oh no.
You should always say Karen. Because everybody knows a Karen, and Karen's always an asshole.
My aunt is not an asshole. I love my Aunt Karen.
Sorry.
That's so I oh Jesus Christ. So the person I texted them to say we're railing on astrology, sorry. And they responded by saying, okay, so ask yourselves, does the moon influence tides? I said, yes, that's astronomy. Then they said, are we made up mostly of water?
So that's biology. So far you haven't said anything about astronomy. Naming different types of sciences doesn't...
What's the difference between the moon influencing body of waters? Hold on, they're typing in real time. Oh man. Oh, and what? Finish that thought. You're just giving me dots. Oh, astrology is so silly. just silly. Oh. We'll get back to and all the other planets influencing different elements and chemicals in our bodies and minds.
That still has nothing to do with astronomy. I think this person is confused between science and astronomy.
No.
Astrology.
Yeah, astrology.
I'm not getting into that. Okay. Yeah, horoscopes are garbage.
Let me ask my former astronomy professor to explain it. Okay, yeah. So, I don't like it. I think it's silly. Alright, so this one was in Arabic, so I had to Google Translate. And this one just says, what I need this evening is your voice, so the electronic characters are not satisfied.
That is true.
Oh, and then a follow-up to that one, what I need this evening, your voice, so you do not change your electronic characters. Okay, I don't really know what that's supposed to mean, but Ahmed Syed said it.
To that I say purple because ice cream has no bones.
Purple because aliens don't wear hats.
It's because ice cream has no bones.
Another person did a shout out that just said, what is a AG dollar sign?
What is an AG dollar sign?
Yeah.
I don't know what an AG dollar sign is.
Me neither.
I don't understand. I think making this account was a mistake. Okay. Next question.
Favorite Halloween movie?
Favorite Halloween movie? Boy, oh boy. That's a good question. I don't know. I can't think of a movie I watch every Halloween. Maybe Beetlejuice?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'll go with Beetlejuice.
Okay. Well, here's a follow-up question, because this can get controversial. Is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
Christmas movie.
Is it?
Yes, Christmas movie.
I mean, I agree, but what are you doing?
Just messing around. I was putting a mirror in front of the camera to see what would happen. And that's my dog drinking.
Yes, it is. Okay, so our good friend here said actual science only until physics and small units of atoms were discovered, no one had words. Think about this. We used to worship the sun and the moon, seasons and weather. Now we are thinking smaller and smaller units of energy have influence. So I'm just letting them defend their point.
I think they should just give up because astrology is crap.
Okay. Maybe we should have them on the show sometime to defend their view.
No, because astrology is such crap, I don't want to give it any more time.
Okay. Another person asked, what do you think is the best holiday decoration for a gift?
What?
I don't know. You have a question from 14 hours ago. What do you think is the best holiday decoration for a gift?
Like when you're wrapping a Christmas present, like what's the best thing to decorate it with?
I don't know. I think this is open for a crazy interpretation.
The best holiday decoration for a gift. I would say a wreath. A wreath makes a fine gift.
A wreath. I don't really... I don't really.
Scratch that. Turkey. Turkey makes a good holiday gift.
Turkey makes a good holiday gift?
Yeah. You want to give somebody something they're going to love? Give them some turkey.
What about those of us that don't eat meat?
Yeah, well, get over it. Don't eat meat the rest of the year.
Oh. All right. Then another person said, what do you wish?
I wish people would ask some better questions.
I agree. So...
I wish I could make money podcasting.
Okay, so instead I'll go back to that crazydig.com, which actually has good questions.
I think we have a voicemail, by the way.
Do we really?
I think so.
Well, while you're looking for that, can I Google stalk women I saw on a dating app and reach out to them via social media?
That was a question we got?
No, I'm on the site that people ask actual questions and they give advice.
So what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Can I Google stalk women I saw on a dating app and reach out to them via social media?
Yes.
Really?
Sure, why not? Looks like we have some missed calls, but no voicemails. That's a bummer.
I'm sorry, am I boring you with questions that you want a voicemail?
Me? No, I just thought we had a voicemail, but I guess we do not. Last one we have is the fucking douchebag that keeps calling movie phone. Sorry, douchebag is a harsh word.
So you think it's okay to Google stalk women on that, not even that like they matched with, it doesn't look like.
You're just Google stalking them. You're not...
No, but then they're like reaching out to them.
I mean, just don't tell them you stalked them. Just, be smooth about it.
Ugh. I think it's icky. Okay.
It is. It's only icky if you find out.
It's icky. Should I accept my dad's girlfriend's offer to pay off my $100,000 student loans?
Yeah. How are you going to pay that shit off otherwise?
So let me read you some of this. I'm a 27-year-old woman with a great job. My monthly payment is near impossible amount for a recent college grad. My brother also has student loan debt. Recently, our father's girlfriend made us a life-changing offer. She wants to pay off our loans. She has plenty of money and wants to share it. Told us wants to do it because she could afford it. Because she's never had to worry about paying for her own education and believes my brother and I are outstanding citizens. What are the conditions and consequences of accepting that extended hand? Those are some fucking strings, man.
That's fine. Who cares?
Who cares?
Nothing's as bad as getting your loan paid off.
That's a tough thing to navigate, though. Like, what happens if dad and girlfriend break up?
Not your problem anymore. She can't reinstate your loans.
Until she says, I want the money I gave you.
And you could say, okay, show me where it's written down that you gave me any money. Bitch. Looks like you out.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Wait, so yes, take the money. Don't sign anything.
Okay.
Except your loan payoff form.
All right. So I got to read you a little bit of this too, but the question is, how can I look my stepfather in the eye after he called me to ask me to spank him? In April, we lost my younger brother and my parents' house in a fire. In June, my mom died of a massive heart attack. I've been trying to help my stepdad get everything put back together since then. My stepdad helped raise me since I was 8. After getting the small talk out of the way, he asked me if he remembered hearing that my ex-husband and I were into BDSM. He finally says that he wants to ask me something, and no matter my answer, it won't change our relationship. Then he asks me to come over and spank his ass. He's 74, just lost his home, a son and his wife, and this is part of his recovery through the grief. I get it. I'm just really squicked out that he asked me his daughter. The step in our family has always been a technicality. How do I look him in the eye after this?
What an asshole.
He's 74. Dan Savage, who I'm not usually a fan of, said, it feels odd to type the words, here's hoping to dementia. Here's hoping it's dementia, but here's hoping it's dementia.
I mean, it's kind of a dick thing. Like, the man's been through a lot. Get over there and spank him.
Oh, you're calling the daughter a dick?
Give the guy a spanking. Come on.
Jesus
Who cares?
Christ.
Give him a little tappy on the booty. Guy's been through a lot. He deserves a little spanking.
Oh my God. I don't even know how you navigate that.
Easily. You spank him. Give him a little tappy. Give a little tappy. Make Grandpa happy.
That's, oof.
It's fine. Depends on... Never mind.
What?
I was going to take it too far.
Okay. Let's see.
I say give the little guy a thrill.
No.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right, let's see. Is it abusive for a widowed dad to talk to his tween daughter about puberty?
No.
I'm a physician and a widower. Most importantly, I'm the father of a brilliant and deeply inquisitive 12-year-old girl. I've raised my daughter by myself since she was 6 months old. We were very close. I got a call from my daughter's health teacher at her school, furious that I had dared to discuss menstrual products with my child. The teacher called it tantamount to child abuse, that a male person, even a father, discussed these things with a 12-year-old.
Oh my freaking God. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, because I think any self-respecting parent and or well-meaning human being knows that the health teacher's a douche.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like,
well, I can't talk to you about your period because I pay taxes for a health teacher to teach it to you.
and also, I'm a doctor.
Unbelievable.
Right? Okay.
All right. We have time for one more.
Oh, do we? Do we have time for one more?
You literally said one last one. Don't give me crap.
I know. Let's see. Is it wrong to send sexy pictures of myself to my husband so he can show his coworkers?
I mean, that's up to you. I guess my first question would be is, what state do you live in and do I work with your husband? Please don't tell my wife I said that. Thank God she doesn't listen to this podcast.
I was just going to ask if she listens.
I'd be in so much trouble. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit weird. I mean, I'm not gonna shame anybody. If that's your kink, that's your kink. But
I mean, I'm not showing any coworkers any pictures that, I mean, there aren't any, but I wouldn't be showing anybody. But that's just me.
I wouldn't be sending them to my husband only because God forbid. Huh?
The internet is forever. That's why.
Yeah, absolutely. The internet's well. First of all, nobody need to see me naked, besides my husband. But yeah, the internet's forever. God forbid he lost his phone.
Oh boy.
I'm a teacher. That kind of shit should. There's just so many things wrong with it. No, lady, do not do that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oof.
So do you have a fanfic pick?
Do I have a fanfic pick? Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, if I've mentioned it or not. It's a series by Eliza Jane called Hold It and Share It.
I don't believe you have.
Okay, well, it's a check please one. But I also want to just give a quick shout out to the Bon Appetit YouTube channel.
Okay.
Specifically, one of the side shows that they do called It's Alive with Brad Leone. Where, like, every other week, this guy Brad, who is the manager of the test kitchen, makes things and does things, mostly like fermented stuff, which is why it's alive. This past week kind of upset me a little bit because they did, he went quail and pheasant hunting.
Okay.
But it was on at a preserve, so like they basically stock the area with the birds.
That does happen.
But I do give kudos because he spends a lot of time talking about gun safety, which is nice to hear. And he they had 2 hunting dogs, and like they gave like the information about the dogs, and their occupations both were good dog.
Nice.
But yeah, no. It's amazing. I love Brad so much. He's hysterical, and he's from like South Jersey, Philly, so he says things like water, which I think is just very endearing. But that's about it.
I would like to point out, just as a reminder, that Brooklyn Nine-Nine premieres January 10th on NBC.
Yes, it does.
And did you see that they confirmed that Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Good Place, Parks and Rec all take place in the same universe?
No.
Yeah. Do a Google search on that. I mean, you don't have to do it right this second, but I wasn't going to.
Well, I mean, they're all by the same guy.
Yeah, but they said they all take place in the same universe. So, just chew on that for a little while.
Are they going to do a crossover?
I never know. You never know. So, I would like to say before I get into our details, there was something we were going to talk about this week. However, we didn't get the chance to. So for next week, if you're listening to this episode, give us some suggestions of your favorite drama podcasts, fictional drama podcasts.
Oh, fuck. That was supposed to be our topic this week.
Yeah, but that's fine. We'll talk about it next week. Don't get into it. So there's a couple that we listened to that we want to talk about. I want you to catch up a little bit because there was a mini episode of one of ours released today. And you need to listen to it. It's only like 4 minutes, but it's bananas.
It was released on Monday or Sunday night.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. So yeah, if your favorite fictional serial type podcasts, get those into us. As always, you can find us on Twitter, A&J Have No Ideas. Facebook, April and J Have No Ideas. At Gmail, April and J Have No Ideas at gmail.com. We are on Random Chatter Network at randomchatter.com, iTunes, and anywhere you find podcasts. We do have voicemail. If you would like to call and leave us a message, you can do that at 475-212-5457. And we have an Ask account now, which is...
April and Jay Have No Ideas at ask.fm.
Yes, so call and leave us anonymous questions looking for advice, and we can try to answer those as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's everything.
All right, well then on that note, I've been April.
And I've been Jay.
And that was an idea.
It was.
I can't believe we forgot that we had another idea to talk about tonight.
Yeah. Put it on the non-existent list.
We're so dumb.